Hi everyone, and welcome to this very special interview. Not done one of these for a while, so I'm really excited to be able to share this with the Zenler community and beyond, as you will find out, because you may be watching this in a multitude of different places. So today I've got Melissa with me. So Melissa, thank you so much for coming on and sharing a little bit about what you've been up to in your business and using the Zenler platform. So really good to have you here. So for those of you that may not know Melissa, can you just do a little bit of an intro as to who you are and what it is that you do
Yep.
or teach or whatever it is you're using Zenler for, please?
Yeah. So I was at a corporate company teaching people how to pass the insurance exam, working for their customers and clients. 2 years ago, I decided to quit that and do it on my own because I knew I wanted to help way more people than just their customers and their clients. And to do it their way, I wanted to do it my way. I wanted to authentically be me, teach how I wanted to teach, and do it in the best way that I knew that students would learn. So I quit. I didn't really have a business plan. I didn't know what I was doing. But I knew that if I just got on a YouTube channel and started teaching, that it would all work, and it totally did. I initially was using a different platform to sell courses, but I ultimately moved to Zenler in October of 2022. So I've been on there for about a year and 4 months. And we've been able to scale the business. My first month of business, I made $220. This past January, just 2 years later, we're at $75,000 for that month. I think I've done an over, I'm not the best at organizing all my numbers, but when I go to all time in Zenler, it's over 500,000. So, and that's in a year and 4 months of half a million just from Zenler.
Yeah. And you started the whole business less than about 2 years ago or so?
Yeah, we just had that 2 year anniversary. Yeah.
Right. And this fascinates me because I listen to people and they go, oh, it's going to take me 10 years to earn any sort of money by doing stuff online. And, there's this preconceived idea that it's always a really hard slog. Now, not for 1 minute do I think anything online is easy because we all have to put the graft in, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's been sacrifices along the way. But so what is it you actually teach people? Is it a community you have? Is it a course you sell, or and what is it on?
Yeah. So if you want to be able to sell insurance in the United States, you have to get a license. And in order to get the license, you have to take a test.
Okay.
Traditionally, there are state approved courses that you have to use, but and that's the kind of company I worked for before. As in my corporate role, is I worked for one of these companies, but the material is really difficult, hard to understand, doesn't make a lot of sense. And the average person reading it struggles with those courses. And we have the average across the United States is that 50% of people who will take the test will fail. Most people, in my experience, needed at least 3 times before they got close to passing. I've known people who have taken it multiple times. But when I teach the information, when I explain it to people, I focus on, just very basic, simple understanding of this material. I break it down very easily. I use a lot of memory techniques. I use a lot of stories. I use a lot of metaphors. And so people are able to learn the information and then actually secure a pass. So what I sell on Zenler is videos of me teaching the concepts, and we have a 90% first time pass rate, which is pretty much unheard of in the industry. So yeah, that's what I do.
That's really interesting because I thought it was going to be something different. I'm not sure what I thought it was going to be, but it's like I'm going to help you pass your insurance exams.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
fascinating. I don't know if we have this in the same thing in the UK. I don't understand the insurance world, but if your percentage pass rate is 90% and the average is 50,
Hmm.
it's incredible. So clearly what
Yeah.
you're doing works for your clients, which is why they're coming to you. I get
Yes.
that.
And
So
one of the biggest things I think that has helped is I also do Google reviews. So I have over 1,500 5-star reviews on Google. So every time, so I don't know if I may be jumping the gun here, but I I go on YouTube, I put like little teasers, little tastes of me teaching on YouTube. I then funnel people into a Facebook group where I help them with their questions. They, work together, they share their frustrations, they share their joys, they share their celebrations. And then I funnel them into purchasing my Zenler course. So some people will come right from YouTube to Zenler. Some people go Zenler, Facebook, or sorry, YouTube, Facebook, and then Zenler. but the people in the Facebook group are selling for me because they'll watch they'll watch the course that I sell on Zenler and then recommend it to everyone else in the group. And we've had numerous posts where people will say, is it worth it? And then you get like multitude of responses like, it's so worth it. It'll save you money. It'll save you time. Get on it now. Don't wait another minute. And these are my customers saying this for me. And then every time someone celebrates a pass in the Facebook group, I then ask them to leave a 5-star review on my Google, because it's just another way of validating what I have, and people have multiple ways of seeing how effective my gold course series is from the Zenler website.
I love that. They basically sell for you. You've just got to be there and go, hey, I'm great.
Yeah.
All my people are just going to tell you how great I am. I don't need to. I like that.
Yes.
So is your course, is it a one and done type of situation? As in they'll come in, they'll do it, they'll learn what they need to, they'll do their exam and then they're off? Or is there more to it than that?
It's pretty much a one and done, but there are 4 different exams. They may come to me needing just 1 or 2, or they will do all 4. But once they're done with all 4 exams, they're done. Now, though, in the insurance space, they're going to end up knowing other people who need to pass. And so my customers do become lifetime referrals for me and bring customers in. So many people who know, I've been 100% organic in terms of marketing. I've never paid to market at all. And so a lot of it has been word of mouth. A lot of people will come and saying, so-and-so told me about you, or I was studying and somebody told me about your YouTube channel. So a lot of it is word of mouth.
Okay. I do find that interesting, because we hear one of the biggest things people struggle with any type of course or membership or anything like that is the marketing side of it. How do they market what they do? It's the biggest question we ever get in Zenler, which is why the team try and work so hard to help them with their marketing.
Well, here's the thing. So I actually got involved with New Zenler because my business coach and mentor uses Zenler. And so she recommended it to me to get me going, because the first site I was using wasn't what I needed it to be. So she got me signed up on Zenler. She is Christine Michelle Hayes. She's in the Zenler group too. And she calls herself the Woo and the Do strategic coach. We have to understand that there is a physical world with strategies on how to market, how to have funnels, how to, bring customers in and all of that. But then there's also the energy world, where we have to understand that what we're emitting, what we are vibrating, is what is going to come back to us. So what makes me so special there are other insurance exam teachers. You go to YouTube, you can find other people. And some of them have been at it for years, where I, just got into it, 2 years ago publicly. The thing is like, you look at me, I know right now my hair is, it's a little funky. I got my buzz size, but I started my YouTube channel with pink and yellow hair because that's who I am. I took a break recently with the bleaching because I just became a mom. You saw my baby earlier. I'm actually going in today to get my hair done. I'm so freaking excited. I'm going to get my pink back in. But my point in that is I am authentically me. The highest vibration on the earth is truth and authenticity. So instead of worrying about what strategy should I use and is this strategy going to work for me, you got to just be you. The more you're oozing of yourself, the more you attract the people that are in alignment with what it is that you are offering and what you're servicing. Now, along the way, you'll pick up different marketing strategies and different things. Like I only recently got into TikTok. That's not something I'm a fan of. Like it took me a minute. Like I don't actually go on TikTok. I feel like it assaults me when you open it up and a video is streamed at you. So I avoided TikTok. And there's some people who'd say you can't possibly grow a business without being on TikTok, but there are a multitude of strategies. There are endless opportunities of I can market this way. I can do this way. I can, talk to people in real life. I could talk to people on Facebook. What ultimately matters is that you are coming across as you. I should look like a corporate teacher with brown hair and a professional suit and a blazer. And I show up with pink and yellow hair, buzz sides, gold blingy jewelry, rainbow earrings. Like this is just one of my earrings, like I am totally me, and I don't edit myself at all. I am very authentic. most people will say that listening to my videos is like listening to their best friend, and that, and so many people will listen to my course and they'll say, Melissa, you've been my best friend for the last, 2 months while I've been studying. I've been listening to you nonstop on repeat. And I talk that way, like I'm just sitting with my best friend. So it doesn't matter what strategy or what marketing tool you can use if you're not authentically being yourself from the jump. So that's what's most important. And then the second thing that I have learned with Christine, as my mentor, who also uses Zenler, is money beliefs. We have a lot of beliefs that money is hard to earn, that only certain people will earn money, or we just have a difficult relationship with money where money has been hard to get, or money wasn't there when we needed it, or, whatever. I have worked more than marketing and strategizing. I have worked on my beliefs about money, and I've been flipping my beliefs about money. I most recently said, because with having a baby, which is a new thing to me, motherhood in my 30s, I just started this business, 2 years ago. I've been a teacher my whole life. I don't know how to build a business. I don't know how to be a CEO. And then now I'm also, a mother. And there was a point where I was like, I feel a little frustrated. Like I feel like I should be working, but I need to be with the baby, and I want to be with the baby. And then I just made a decision that what I already know that what I believe to be true gets to be true. And I was like, I'm making a new decision. I make the most money when I'm just being mama, when I'm not worried about anything else, when I'm just hanging out with my daughter and playing around with her. And that's when I started hitting $4,000 days. So I have made it, my income has significant, like, so it's already been really great. And then it made a huge jump. If you look at November and December, we were at the low 50s, and now we're very close to 80. In fact, this first week in February, we're already at 25,000. So today, maybe tomorrow, it's going to hit 30,000 in the month of February alone. And it's all because I decided to flip my beliefs about money. If you're struggling to make money on Zenler, it's not your marketing, it's not your strategy, it's, are you being authentically you? And then whatever marketing thing you need will come to you. So like, that's another thing, is that I believe that what I need will show up when I need it. If I am fulfilling my purpose, if I am showing up as authentically me, that what I need will come to me when I need it. And it always does. So it's not about, you can follow my exact strategy, YouTube channel, Facebook group, cultivating a community, getting them on Zenler. I mean, that's a very effective strategy. And if that feels good for you, by all means, do it. But that's not the one ticket key answer way to make, $500,000. The ticket is to authentically be yourself and to make sure your beliefs about money serve you instead of hinder you.
And you're so crystal clear on that. I mean, it comes across in this conversation. You are super clear, as in who you are, how you're doing this, and what you believe in your path in this. There's no doubt in my mind. You're very focused on that. You know it. You're not. I listen to some people, and sometimes I feel they say it, but they don't mean it. Just, do you know what I mean? And the authentic part, I get it completely, because people teach this stuff, right? How can you teach someone to be authentic? How can you teach someone to be them? And I find that quite interesting, because people are frightened to be themselves, because, like you say, they're told, if you're going to sell insurance, you're going to train people on insurance, you've got to have black hair and all that, because that's the expectation. But clearly, that's not who you are. If you did that, you'd probably sit there so uncomfortable, you wouldn't be sitting here today telling us what you've just done. Right?
Yeah, no, I did it for years. I worked 4 years at the corporate company, and that's, I looked like the traditional teacher. I wore polos, and it wasn't me. And so I'm so glad, and my income was limited to that job. So when I put on a different persona of what they wanted, I was limited to my income. When I decided I get to just be myself, like I wear tank tops. I don't wear a bra. I always got my jewelry on. I love bling. Like I usually have a lot more gold than this. I've got my hair on, and it's like the more that I come across, I got cheetah print rainbow in all of my videos. My father, he was like, I don't know how you do it with that hair and how anyone takes you seriously, but they just love you. And I'm like, yeah, because I love myself, and I love them, and it's just oozing, and they want to be within that space and that energy, and it feels good,
Yeah.
when you're and it's not so much that someone has to teach you authenticity. They have to teach you how to take away the things that prevent you from being authentic, which is just the beliefs and the conditioning. You have to look like this, you have to act like this, you have to talk like this, and if you don't, then you'll never succeed. Like, I'm shifting completely away from that paradigm of it needs to look and be like this in order to have success. I don't want those beliefs anymore. I have a belief that I will make as much money as I want the more that I am myself, the more that I focus on the impact I am making on others. I stress all the time impact over income. When I think about what I get to do helping people pass these exams, I've had numerous single moms comment, I am finally making a job that's paying me decent sums of money so I can take care of my children. And all I have to do is pass this test and you help me do it. And it's such a beautiful thing when I think about the impact of what it is that I'm doing. And that's not start impacting one person. Now that's impacting her children. And for generations to come, her whole family line is going to be different because she got a well-paying job, and that was from me helping her learn how to pass the exam. So when I'm authentically me, when I switch my money beliefs around, and when I focus on the impact I am causing in the world, that's the money. That's where it's at.
So you're at the point now where the switch has flipped. You're doing pretty well. Okay, things seem to be going okay. You're clearly focused. What's next? What's the next bit for you? Is there another step? What's the
Yeah.
future where you're heading?
Yes. So because the magic of me quitting my corporate job, going from a teacher who was making, in my corporate place, I was making about 60,000 a year. But, when I was an elementary teacher, I was making like 40,000 a year, going from a place of that was who I was, a low paid teacher, to now making the amount of money I made in 1 year. I'm now making that in a month plus. Right now I made 70 in January. Now, keep in mind, I do have a team, so I pay people so that I can have freedom, right? 70,000 isn't sitting in my bank account. I mean, it was, and then I I pay people, but my next step now is to teach people what I've been doing in terms of the beliefs that I've changed, right? So going from I'm a low paid teacher, I won't make as much money, I will always have to sacrifice, I do it for the goodness of others, and like this whole belief system about how teachers just never are going to be paid well. And I switched those beliefs, and now I'm running a multiple six-figure business. I have no doubt in my mind we're going to hit the multi-millions this year for sure. And so now I want to enroll people into this journey. So I used my second, because Zenler, you get 3 sites.
Yeah.
So I used my second one as Melissa Dillon. And I've done a few different things on there. Queen Energy Masterclass, where because I called myself the insurance exam queen, and I did that at the very beginning of my business, I started to be different because I'm like, I'm a queen. Like, yeah, like I'm a queen. I even bought a crown, like a crystal crown, and this is my queen crown.
That's awesome.
And I keep it, on display here.
Yeah.
But I realized I was walking and talking and feeling different because I was now, instead of calling myself a lowly paid teacher, I was calling myself a queen. I'm the insurance exam queen. And it really impacted who I was. And so I sold a masterclass on being queen energy. And right now I'm playing around with a magic money membership. So it's $33 a month. People can join this membership. And it's a way of working on flipping our money beliefs, hanging around with people who make money. I have a multimillionaire in my group, so I'm super excited about that. But I found that as I was making more money, and I was looking into different Facebook groups, like I'm in this mom's group, and there was a mom who had talked about, hiring a nanny or something like that. And these other moms came in on her like, oh, so privileged that she could hire. And I was like, we bully people with money. Like it's a free reign. We will, everyone is happy with bullying people if they're rich. Like that's the one thing we're allowed to bully people on. And so if we all have that in agreement, then that's also what prevents us from being able to make money. If you feel like it's okay to bully somebody just because they have money, you're preventing yourself from getting money. And so I wanted to make a safe space where we can boldly talk about, I want to make multi-millions. I want to spend my money how I want to spend my money. I want to buy this fancy, amazing car just because like I have a good car, but I want this car. Like we don't have a space where we can just talk about those things. And and talking about that actually raises our frequency to be able to attract those things into our life. The biggest thing I would say that has helped me so much is to speak these things out loud. Like I was the first month of my business where I made $220. I said, I'm going to be making $1 million from this. I know it. Like I spoke into existence what I wanted to happen. And so I wanted my Magic Money membership to just be a place where we can speak into existence our desires and our wants, have other people amplify those manifestations. And so that's the next thing. And I'm also working on writing some books to go along with that. So I'll continue on the insurance exam queen journey. We're working on getting state approved so that we can, because right now I'm technically supplemental. I want to be the state approved course. So that's going to move in that direction. And then I'm just working on the Magic Money membership, because more than strategy and knowing what marketing to use, we've got to change our beliefs about money to beliefs that serve us instead of beliefs that hinder us. And so that's my next thing. And I'm very excited about it. I actually go live every week to talk about money, magic money. I put that on my YouTube channel. And then again, I funnel people into a Facebook group. And so, yeah, I'm just basically following the exact same strategy that worked before with the insurance exam queen, because it's what I like. I love Facebook. It's my favorite thing in terms of social media. I don't really use Instagram. I don't really use TikTok. I was willing to do YouTube because I have to put my videos out there.
Yeah.
But I don't love using a million different tools. Now I get to pay people to do those things. So like over time, you get to add more and more strategies to your list of things, but you got to start with what feels good to you, what works for you, and not trying so hard to fit into a box that someone else, well, this worked for me, so if you just do it, it'll work for you. That's not true. It's not true because if that's not in an alignment with what feels good to you, then it won't exactly work. So I know I myself have purchased many courses that have said, if you follow this exact strategy, you will make millions. And I'm like, I'm following it. It's not working because it wasn't authentically me. So we have to take with a grain of salt every tool available to us in marketing. It may or may not be in alignment with you and who you are. And you have to take that into consideration.
I think you're absolutely right. I call it the inner game. You've got to get your inner game right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you do whatever it is you're going to do. And you're right about the money side of things. You know, being very British, you know, people don't talk about money. If anyone talks about money, it's bragging. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
See, it's brag boastful, right?
or distasteful, or you're rubbing our faces in it, or any of that. I must be half American or something, because I actually quite like it. I like hearing about people's success. I want people to earn money, right? Because I think from my own perspective, the more you earn, the more you can achieve. And that's
Yeah.
not necessarily a selfish achieve. That's help your family, help your friends, help somebody else, you know, all of that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm able to help so many people within my own family. My grandma was struggling. I'm like, Grandma, I got you. Like, you don't have to worry about a darn thing right now at all. I will take care of all of it. And it's only because of my success in making as much money as I have that I have the ability to do that. So yes, we could just say, I want to have a fancy car and I want all these things, but we also get to help people and putting judgments on how, like there's a lot of people who say, if you make a lot of money, as long as you spend it like this, I'm okay with it. And like, if you help people, like Elon Musk is supposed to feed the whole world, you know, like end hunger or something. And so we decide that you only are allowed to have large sums of money if you do it like XYZ. And that's why I wanted my Magic Money mentorship, is to get rid of some of these beliefs. But yeah, bragging, boastful. Go onto my Facebook page. I brag all day long about how much money I'm making and what I get to do with it and all the magical stuff with it. But to me, it's not an energy of actually bragging and boasting. Some people may see it that way. To me, I want to show other people that it's freaking possible. That it's possible to do this. I was a low paid teacher. I spent years teaching, you know, going in and out of the classroom, spending most of my day there, you know, trying to make curriculum, utterly thankless career, just awful situations, years doing this. This was my default setting. And then I said, no, I want something different for my life. My life gets to be better than this. And I just full force went at it. And the biggest thing I did was authentically embrace who I am without the opinions and the ideas of other people. And we just got to be willing to do that, because when you're shining, when you shine the brightest, when you are fully turned on to you, and if you want other people to see you, you want to bring an audience. I mean, we're all here because if you have a Zenler course, you want an audience, you want people to consume your product. You also have to get into the mindset of what you're selling. When you make it about the money, it becomes about the money. So here's what's interesting too, is it is about the money until you have enough money that it's not about the money.
Yeah.
But when you're thinking about making money, and you focus on, I need sales, people need to buy this, that is an energy that's not really fun to be around. Think about the impact, and think about how you get to solve people's problems, and think about how you get to change their lives, and think about what they get to do now with the knowledge that you've shared with them, whatever information is within your course. I focus more on how I am solving people's problems and how I am impacting their life, more than I'm focused on making a sale. The sales will come naturally when you are putting yourself out there, showing how you solve a problem. Like, I have an attitude of like, I can solve all your problems. Will that be Master or Visa? Like, I'm just like, I've got a way to solve the problems that you have. So we definitely feel really grubby about sales and stuff like that. But sales are basically just solving a problem. And letting your audience know, like, it is, if you have something that can impact someone's life, that could change the trajectory of what they're doing, that would allow them to feel better, and you're not actively putting it out there and selling it, that's a disservice to people. You have to trust and know that your product is so amazing and so valuable to them that it's going to change their life. And that if you can get it out there to them, like, if you focus on, I want more and more people to know what I have, because what I have is so magical, and I know what it did for me, and I know what it's going to get to do for them. Instead of like, oh my God, I need to make a sale and I can't pay my bills, and how am I going to get customers? And I myself wasn't actively selling for a while. Like, I had the YouTube and I had Facebook, but I wasn't saying, go buy my gold class series package. It was kind of like, oh, I have a website with some other videos if you want, and I finally got to the point where it's like, I need to actively sell this. I need to actively tell them that this is a 90% pass rate, that this is what's going to get, that this is what they need. And then again, business just kind of exploded from that point too. So yeah, I could go on and on all day about this stuff.
I think it's fascinating, and I know people that will be listening to this or watching this, they're going to take this in, because they've done the whole, I'm going to follow that person, I'm going to do, like you say, I'm going to do the YouTube to Facebook, to Google thing and sell it, or to Zenler, and then it doesn't work. And they're scratching their head and going, well, hang on a minute, I followed you step by step. Yeah, it's not worked for me. What have you got that I haven't got? And you're absolutely spot on. The process is the same, but the way that they're doing it, the approach that they've got, and everything behind that from step one is miles apart. And that's probably why it's not worked.
Yeah, you really just got to be a baby. We have to be willing to fail. We have to be willing to try something and not have it work. And because failure is just feedback. Like with my baby, I watch her all the time. She tries to reach something, she falls on her butt, she cries, and she tries at it again. And I think our schooling, I mean, I don't know how it is in the rest of the world, but I know here in schooling, here in America, it's like, you have to do it this way. You have to color in the lines or you're wrong. You have to follow these exact steps or procedures or you're wrong. No one is allowed to be uniquely themselves or you're wrong. And so we kind of have this mentality of, we have to follow someone else's structure exactly the way they did it, and we have to stay within the lines, and we should see results from this. And then we don't, and then we're like, what the heck? I did exactly what they said. But again, we have to be able to just, I want to authentically be me. I want to fool around with what feels good. I want to maybe make a post here. I want to talk about this here. If there's anything that you're like, I can't talk about that, that's probably something you're supposed to be talking about. Like, if there's a fear or a worry about, oh, if I say it this way, then they'll think this. Stop thinking about what other people are thinking about you, and just do what you want to do. Do what feels good to you. Do what you are passionate about. And the opinions of other people don't matter. Ain't no one else living your life but you. And at the end of the day, you got to be comfortable with what you're doing. And if you are hindering or preventing yourself from being yourself because of the thoughts or opinions about other people, you're not shining your bright light, and you're not attracting the audience that you are here to help. And so you've got to let that go. You've got to let the opinions of other people go. You've got to authentically shine your bright light so that other people can see you, right? They don't know what you have if you're not shining it in their face. You've got to let them know. And people are so thankful. They're like, so thankful, Melissa, that you have this class series, that you told me about it. I was struggling so hard to pass this exam. And now that I've watched your videos, I'm able to pass. I have the best paying job I've ever had. I'm so excited. This is changing my entire family. Like, that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't have said, buy my gold class series. So when you are in alignment with what you're selling and what you're servicing people, it will just become so natural to sell it and to bring people to it. I even sit sometimes and I just imagine that a golden cord is coming out my spine when I'm sitting down on the ground and like going out into the earth to all my customers and like bringing them to me. Like, I just energetically think about that sometimes, and all the people that I'm impacting, and all the people that could benefit from my services. So it's there's a whole lot more than just market this way and post this way and funnel this way. It's so much about your inner self and what your inner self is doing and believing.
Yeah, and you're right. The belief you've got in what you're offering, as in your training, it's unwavering. You have 100% belief in what you're doing, right? There's no
100%.
question in your mind that will help people, providing they do what they need to do within that situation. They'll probably pass, right? Most 90% of the time, they'll pass. Yeah. And
yeah, the first time. Yeah.
You're not. There's no but maybe if but and any of that nonsense. It's just look, it works, right? Here it is. If you want to pass this, do this. That's it. End of. Because you've got that absolute clarity that what you're selling them within this course works. And I think sometimes people don't have that clarity in what they're offering. I think they sometimes, when I've spoken to course creators before, there's a small element of doubt, and I think that comes across. So what would your advice be to someone that's sitting there and maybe just doubting a little bit as to what their offer is?
Yeah, two things. You're either offering something that you think people need, not what you want to be offering, and or you have like an inner wound about the belief that you can impact others, that you do have a bright light to shine. So we definitely, even the school system alone has traumatized children into believing that we're not capable, we're not worthy. Like, I feel like a big chunk of the work that I do with passing the exam is changing how people feel about the word fail. Because like fail is the worst thing you could have done at school. And so when people see the word fail on their exam, it's like the end. They're like bawling their eyes out. It's like, ah! And I'm like, study and take it again. Like, this is not the end of the world. But we have this huge belief around what failure is. And if we're not smart enough to pass the exam. So a lot of this is just beliefs within yourself that you're not capable, that you're not worthy. And this is just a wound that you can heal. This is just energy trapped in your body that you can get out of your body. And that's a lot of the work that I do with Christine. I've had a lot of amazing sessions with her where we take a belief that I was holding on to, that I'm not worthy, that I'm not good enough, and we've transmuted it into, I am so worthy, I am so good, and I can impact so many people if I shine my light bright and let them know what I'm doing. And it has totally rippled out in that way. So yeah. And the other thing too is, like I had mentioned this, if what you're offering is what you think would make money. So there's people who I've met who will say, well, I know I have this skill and I could share this skill and it will help people. I'm like, well, how do you feel about that skill? Well, I have it and I'm good at it. Do you even like it? Like, do you enjoy doing it? Or is it just something you picked up along the way and you know how to do? So, and then we also tend to think like, well, I think this will make money, so I'm going to do this offer instead of, I know that this will impact people and this will be amazing and people could use this in your life. We're thinking about what could sell. Like, I know that I worked with other people like, that could never sell. I couldn't make money from that. I'm like, why are you putting that belief on it? Why are you saying I can only make money like this and I can't make money like that? And we've got to rid ourselves of these not serving beliefs. Those beliefs don't serve you and they don't serve your customers who need what you have to offer.
Yeah, it's interesting. And, a number of times we've gone back to school systems and how that sort of puts us in their lines, as you put it. And
Hmm.
that's not very helpful all of the time, especially as you come out of the school, because their only goal is to get you through their set of exams. So therefore they know how to filter you through that. But obviously coming out of that, you're sort of trained to go within those lines. So it is
Yeah.
hard. It is hard for people to break from 5 to 18 years old. So 13 years of being told this is the way to do it, and then
Yeah.
suddenly come out and go, hey, well, I'm going to go back to what I'm comfortable with, which is staying here because that's what I've known. It's easier for me. I don't have to worry. But actually, I really want to be over there, but I just can't manage to work out how to do that. And I'm
Yeah.
assuming that's what your new membership's going to be looking at, stuff like that, and helping
Yeah.
people with that. Um,
Yeah.
because I think it's really, really needed. We could sit here and discuss the failings of the education system around the world forever, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But but more to the point, the here and now, and people that have maybe been out of education for 10, 20, 30 years that now need to break those restraints, I
Hmm.
think is really important because we have the mediums, we have the ways of doing this. We've got people like yourself that are proving it can be done. If
Yeah.
you approach it and believe in it the right way, yet there's still
Hmm.
thousands upon thousands of people that's still being pulled back into those between the lines.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm all the way outside the lines. I can't wait. I am so excited. Like I see myself on video and I'm like, I don't even like I'm about to have a mullet mohawk pinkness all over the place. And I'm super excited about that. And there's no part of me that says I can't be a successful professional looking like that. Like I'm like, I get to be even more successful when I have my pink mohawk and rainbow earrings and all of this. We get to color outside the lines. We get to color our way. And the more you are you, the more you attract the audience that needs you. I firmly, fully believe that if you have a desire to offer something, it's because there are already people waiting for that. There are already people who need what you have to offer, and you have a God-given desire within you. You have a divine knowledge and a wisdom that only you can share from your perspective, and you've got to remove any belief that says you shouldn't share that, or that you can't share that, or that it's not worthy of being shared, because it absolutely is, and that is why it is in your body to do it. So it's got to be, it's life or death. And that I usually try to tell people, stop thinking so life or death about things. It's not the end of the world. There was a time I've had technical failures, I've had issues, and I used to think, oh my God, everything's over. And I'm like, no, 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 it's just roll with the punches, just keep going, everything's fine. Failure is feedback. Um, but you've got to have this, like, you have to have the tenacity and the belief that what you have to offer is going to impact the world. And the sooner you can get it out there, shining your bright light, the better everything is going to be for you, for them, for us. Like, go, go.
It's that unwavering belief, isn't it, that it is that needed in what you're offering, that it doesn't matter if it knocks you sideways or backwards, your belief will drive you straight through it and knock everything else out of the way. And
Yes.
I love that because people don't, they use obstacles as a reason to stop. Something goes wrong. Oh, my Zoom didn't work today. Oh, that's it. I'm never doing that again. Or, all of these types of things. But if you just look at it from the way you've just explained it, that complete, focus on, it don't matter what you throw at me. I'm going to be that plow that's just going to be throwing it left, right, and centre, and I'm just going to keep going anyway, right? And I'll just
Yeah.
get through. And I
I
think
I think any
that's
stumbling block to me is just a redirection.
yeah,
So it's like, okay, well, that's not the best way to do it. Then let's, do it another way, or whatever. Like for me, I have this belief. So like the videos that I sell on Zenler are packaged together in a bundle. And these videos are past recordings of me teaching live. So there are other students interacting, there are other people asking questions. Sometimes we go off on a tangent, we talk about my dog, you know, and these are the videos that are on that I'm selling. These are videos I made 2 years ago. So I initially started at $33 an hour tutoring individuals. Then I started selling tickets to classes. And then I had this belief that before I could use Zenler, I needed to make clean videos. It's just me teaching, no one else talking, going topic by topic. And I would struggle, like there was epic amounts of struggle of trying every time I sit down to record or do something, something was going wrong. And my coach, Christine, who got me on Zenler, she was like it gets to be easier than this. And I also was working, I had a belief that I could make money, you know, pretty much any way, but I was also pigeoning myself and saying the only way I could have a legitimate course is to sell it this way and to make money this way. And I kept running into issue after issue trying to record those videos. Eventually I just said, you know what, I'm going to take the videos I have, I'm going to put them in packages, and then I'm going to go from there. And they have been making me unlimited amounts of money up to this point. And it was switching my belief that I could only make money from clean videos to I already have videos. I'm going to put them together in a package. I'm going to sell them. And I have created more videos and done different things, but not to the level of what I thought I had to do. I thought I would have to do it like this. And it was like universe or God was like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because that requires a lot of work and effort, and you want to make money easy. So if you want to make money easy, you've got to take what you already have and just put it out there. And that was a huge flip for me.
So it's that whole perfection thing, isn't it? It's the
Oh my God. I have no edit. Go to my YouTube. It is the worst video. Like my audio is bad. My lighting is bad. I don't edit anything. I'll say random stuff. Like the magic is in the mess. You don't have to have perfection. My YouTube channel makes money itself too, right? And
yeah.
there's another person who I've been talking to, and he has 3 times as many subscribers as I have, but he's not even making near the amount of money I make on my YouTube. He has all edited videos. I have no edited videos. Like it's just me coming out on video, and that's what makes it magical. But my baby's ready to eat, so I'll probably got to go here in a second.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave with just one last question. Of course, it's a leading question because it would be remiss of me not to ask a leading question. So obviously, you're using the Zenler platform. You've been in it for a little while. What's your favourite thing about using the Zenler platform? What is the bit that you go at and go, I just really love that part of it?
Well, I mean, I love that it's where I love being able to see my monies and like making the money. That's my favorite thing I check out each day. But I actually use Michaela to do my Zenler. I'm not a techie person. Like
Okay.
that's why I don't have any edited videos. And so it was simple enough for me to get things up and running. So being able to just put the videos in there, put the titles in there. So the ease of use has been really wonderful. But that you can make it extremely magical and beautiful. Like if you go to my website, insuranceexamqueen.com, it is really pretty. And we're able to do that with what Zenler offers. And I have Michaela who does all that for me. And I found her here in this group, which is amazing. So, I mean, I don't know if that exactly, I like just the ease of use that I could just put the videos in, put the title in, boom, there it goes. And then it has tools. If you want more advanced tools, you can do those. And you can also make your website look like how you want to look like. And I think that's really cool.
Like that. Melissa, thank you so much. It's been really great. This is going to go far and wide so people get to hear this because you've dropped some really good advice in here from your experience, and I know it's going to help people. So thank you so much for sharing all that. I wish you continued success with what you're doing. You more than deserve it, clearly. I've rarely met such a focused and driven individual with that level of belief, and it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on here. So I appreciate your time. So Melissa, thank you very much. For those of you watching this, wherever you're watching it, you can always leave a comment underneath, but there'll be links through to Melissa's sites as well. So go and have a nose. Why not? You've got nothing to lose, everything to gain. See you all soon on the next video. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.